Hey YouTube, hope everyone is well. My apologies for last week not uploading a video. We got a bit held up and wasn't able to upload any analysis. But this week, today's a very good day to do an analysis. So you're going to look at it in this video. So welcome. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to today's analysis. So as usual, I'm going to take you through the analysis. Today is a very interesting day in the markets. It's going to be hot. So embrace for impact later on today on most pairs, especially the dollar pairs. And why is that so? This week we have, today at 9 p.m. we have the interest rates coming out. These interest rates were last raised in 2020, okay? And the forecast of most people is that today we're going to have a 0.25 basis increase of interest rates of the US. So remember, the interest rate is the backbone of all financial instruments, be it bonds, be it currencies, be it stocks, be it cryptocurrency. The interest rates are what is going to affect the most, and the interest rates we're normally paying attention to is on the dollar, okay, the main one, because the dollar is the world reserve currency, so we want to pay a lot of attention to it. Apart from that, tomorrow we will be having interest rates from Bank of England. So pound pairs are really pound GU. If you trade GU today and tomorrow, I believe it's a hot day, okay? So pay attention to that. Apart from that, I remember I shared, let me share my screen. There we go. If you pay attention to my link that I normally send in the group, okay, the link that I do my journaling, if I start with that before I come to the analysis, this was what I sent on Monday. I think it was Sunday actually, even Sunday evening. I shared this link for the whole week because I'll be updating it. I'll update it later on today, but I updated it on Monday, quite a bit of pairs. So what I'm looking at is you can see for the week, I said we have major news for the week. Daylight saving, okay, of the US and Canada was shifting. This means that from tomorrow, which was Monday, the New York Open will be from 4:30, not 5:30 p.m. Kenyan time. So if you pay attention to the candlestick closes, they've changed. They are not closing. They're closing like, if you look at, let's say gold, because gold, many people trade gold. If you look at gold right now is 10:30, and you can see we have 1 hour 23 minutes remaining for the candlestick to close. Last week the candlesticks were closing at 9 a.m., 1 p.m., 5 p.m., 9 a.m. and like that, going circling. But now we've changed. Now it's 8 a.m., 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. okay, so most brokers have changed their times. Not all of them, but most of them, depending on the broker you're using to analyze the market, okay. This one I believe is Owanda. I'm using Owanda. You'll find some people is FXCM and others. You'll find that others have not yet changed, but they will change, okay. So if I go back to it, so that means also the US Open is at 4:30. So 4:30 is when the action is, not 5:30. This is going to last from this March that was on Monday up to November, okay. So the daylight saving time has changed. And as I said, we're also going to change the one for UK later on, the last Sunday of the month, okay. The last Sunday of the month, the UK is going to change. So right now the UK's Open is still at 11 a.m. but at the last Sunday of the month we're going to change. It's going to be at 10 a.m. okay. So daylight saving, very important to know that because it affects the market. Don't be caught off guard. Apart from that, Wednesday, interest rates, okay. And I came and talked about this somewhere here. What to prepare for this week, my thoughts. So I hope you went through this. I always share it on the link, hope on Mondays or Tuesdays sometimes, okay. So if you look at this, interest rates from the Feds, US Feds, this will be one of the most anticipated news of the year. Since 2020, the Feds lowered the interest rates to 0%, between 0 to 0.25. Markets rebounded faster than expected and inflation shot up to crazy levels. Now, in a move to save the country from inflation and the world at large suffering from high prices, they mentioned last year that they are looking to start bumping up the rates in March this year, which is today, okay. And that was well priced into the market by the market players. This has been clearly seen by the rising dollar, which appreciates in price when interest rates are high, more or less, okay, not perfectly but more or less. So if I look at the dollar, if If you look at the dollar, let's go to the daily chart because it's been the long term, a bit of the long-term narrative. So you can see ever since that time it's been priced in. The dollar has been really rising to newer highs, and even the past few weeks you've been seeing this crazy rally to the upper side. Okay, so that's in line with what I'm talking about. However, the war in Russia and Ukraine have brought in a different narrative into the market. Most indices around the world are down a big percentage. Okay, so if I just go back here, if we look at the let's go to my watch list and look at the indices. So in a big picture time frame, if you look at Dow Jones has dropped from its top of 37,000, it's gone all the way to 32,000. US 100, which is the Nasdaq, you can see how big of a price it's already down. Okay, this was already pricing in that interest rates factor. If you look at S&P 500, market is down from 4,800 and came down to 4,100. Quite a big drop of more than 10%. Okay, so we're paying attention to that. So most indices around the world are down a big percentage, with the MOEX leading the way. MOEX is the Moscow exchange. Okay, because of the war, the Moscow is really down a big percentage. If the Feds are to increase the rates, it will be harder for the markets to recover, putting a toll in the world economy. And if they leave it at current levels, it threatens the country to enter a potential hyperinflationary period. Okay, so this is very important. Hyperinflationary period is a period we do not want to get into, because it's very hard for people to survive in a hyperinflation period, because prices are going to go so high and the currency is going to be devalued very much. Okay, it's hot, people. It is not easy, because the Feds have to protect their country's own interest as well as the world at large, who are mainly depending on them. Okay, so it's just a couple of thoughts I shared on Sunday while I was starting the week, while I was preparing for my week. With that said, I would like you to watch the legendary video from legendary investor, the clip from the legendary investor Ray Dalio. So there's this. You can go. It's on the link. Go to the link on the Discord or the ones I've shared in the WhatsApp group. You can get it there. But I've done my analysis. This is what I had. We had some shorts on Aussie dollar on Friday. This is starting last week, and on Monday market moved all the way to target. It was a very good drop. So if I go back to the analysis, let's go back to my pairs and just look at. I've been talking about Aussie dollar looking for a drop to come, and that's exactly what we got in the market. It was a very good analysis, very clear. Okay, I still expect it long term to continue dropping. Of course, if we get corrections along the way, the better, because it's going to give us more discounted opportunities to short the price. Okay, so you can see this resistance level that I've been talking about, the market formation of lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Okay, I've been paying attention to the Dow theory. For those who know the Dow theory, okay, meaning these levels that are marked are levels that lower highs that pushed market to a new low. Okay, my significant levels to watch, such that if market starts breaking above them, then market will be looking to go into an uptrend instead of continuing the downtrend. But so far I've been bearish on this market. I don't think I've been buying this pair for the last couple of months. I've not bought anything. I've just been a seller, and you can see the sell movement has been favoring the people who are shorting. Okay, because the market has been moving the downside with momentum. Okay, so if you continue paying attention on saying that first touch, second touch, you can see over here third touch in line with that significant resistance level at the 0.7400. Okay, came in the form of a flag on the daily chart. You can look at that correction ABC. Okay, we got that touch over there, and market came with momentum, and I still expect this to continue moving further down. 4-hour chart. Before I go to 4-hour chart, my daily chart, I'm still targeting at least market to reach the 0.700 level, 7000, and break it to come and respect this bigger channel formation to the downside, something that has been happening on the GBP USD pair. I'll go and look at it towards the end. You're going to see it's been following a very good channel, and it just tapped the downside. Okay, on the bigger picture time frame. So if you look at that 4-hour, where we're getting some resistance is a trend line that market has bounced off. Okay, a normal pattern formation. What happened on this one? You can see this very nice first touch, second touch. Look at this third touch. Pay attention to how market came to that level and consolidated. Look at that, very good consolidation, which shows that market is sort of respecting that level. Sometimes market can come with momentum like this, quickly touch, spike, and shoot up very highly, but this one very quickly, but this one gives you a bit of time to get into positions and get your long positions in. Okay, so I'm looking for this market just to rally. I'm not a very long-term trade on this one to the upside. I'm not looking to see big long-term moves to the upside. However, as I said, I'm seated out of the market right now. I don't have any trade. As I showed you, my Aussie dollar came out in profit already. Now what I'm really watching is how the Feds are going to affect the markets later on today. Okay, so I'm just paying attention to a couple of levels. This was a resistance level and support, and to see how market is coming to respect this level and maybe get a further move, either a break to the upside and a close, or respect it to the downside. But normally during interest rates times, I don't have any fixed narrative. Okay, I don't have any fixed narrative as I expect anything to happen in the markets, because I'm more of, I like to respond to the market, not to try and forecast. Forecasting is hard. Trying to say this is where market is going to go in the next couple of hours or days, I don't believe in that. I just follow where the market comes. If it comes and rejects here, comes down, starts breaking the trend line to the downside, I'm very much short. If it breaks to the upside, then I'm not looking to take any trade, because market, I won't be sure where market is going. I'll wait for a better confirmation on this one. Okay, so that's what I have on Aussie dollar. Good trade so far, still expecting further shots to the downside. Gold market fell off the cliff, man. We went respected 2075. Okay, look at that big picture. Okay, 2075, look at that first touch, second touch, look at that crazy drop. Okay, look at that. I'm not even having any bias on this one. I'm just watching and sitting on the sidelines. I don't have any, like, I'm not really forcing any analysis, forcing anything to happen on this pair. I'm just really paying attention and just seeing what is happening in the markets. Okay, so if you look at that, a good rejection of 2075, dollar strength came back in. You can see that move to the downside. If I go to the 4 hour, I had a trend line which has been broken. Okay, you can see this trend line was respected quite. A first touch, second touch, a third touch. Market went all the way up, came back down, tried and respected this support level at the 1962 level, 1960, and market strongly broke that support, broke this trend line, and moved further down. So like I'm saying, I don't have any bias on this one. Sometimes what I can be watching, let me show you, is I like coming and looking for the current support levels. Okay, so if I see this is a support levels, note, if you look at my charts, I normally don't have long support levels coming all the way since 2010 and all that. I like having current market levels that market recently respected. Okay, that's how I trade, that's how I'm accustomed to. You can see the support, and see if market maybe can come to this level, maybe push back up. Okay, so let me draw that for you. But remember, this is just my bias, which is not even, I'm not even trading it. I'm just expecting to see if market can do something of the sort, maybe correct back to this level, and maybe get a move further down. Okay, if that level can be respected. If not, market can also come strongly and break to the downside and continue moving to the downside. Okay, and if it comes up with momentum, let's say just come straight, then expect market to continue. Remember, I said I react to the market. Depending on which pattern market comes forming, that's what I'm going to respect. Okay, so that's what I'm watching on this one. Let's see how the support level is going to be respected at the 1890 level. Okay, and how the resistance level at 1960 will be respected. That's almost an 800 pip range. It's a big gap, but like I said, I don't have any bias on this one, so I'm sitting and watching on the gold market. US 30 quite choppy. Okay, daily chart, I've been watching to see if market, remember I said I've been watching, I pay a lot of attention to the Dow theories. The levels I've marked are the significant support levels in the uptrend that pushed market to a new high. Okay, once they started being broken, okay, and I shared this on Friday last week, once this first time was broken, okay, we broke that level, sort of market tried to respect it. Here, if I zoom in, we broke that first level, respected it, so it came, acted as a support, shot up, broke it, acted as resistance, and shot down. Okay, so now I'm really paying attention to this level and see Market is sort of for the past. Yesterday we saw a strong rally. I want to see if market will come back to that level and break above it, and see if we can continue to the upside. If not, I'm still watching, because market can easily, you can see over here we have a lower low, lower high, a lower low, can easily get a lower high level, okay, and then market can move further down. I have a trend line somewhere here that I'm watching, so I'm paying attention to this as well, to the downside. This is my counter trend line, which if broken, then I'll be very strongly bullish, because there are two things that will be broken. One, the resistance level, and two, the trend line. So if you break above those ones and close, then expect this market to really rally. But it's really hard for that to happen in the midst of interest rates being increased. But as I said, it's not perfectly that when markets are increased, these things have to fall down. Market can react always differently at any one time. If I go to the 4-hour chart, there we go. I'm looking at the 4-hour chart. I have a channel-like formation forming, okay, to the downside, and that's what I'm paying most of my attention to. I had this trend line here. This, you can see this fast trend line, touch, sort of market didn't push to a new low. You're seeing yesterday market strongly came and broke up above it. So I'm trying to pay attention to the bigger picture channel like formation. You can see it's respecting both sides. I want to come and see how will it come and respect this level here. So this is my drawing tool. How will you come and respect this first level here? Or are we going to break above it, and will we get a rally to this level, maybe reject it and move further down? Okay, can be a possibility. Or will we break it? As I was saying on the daily chart, is the market going to get move to the upside? Okay, so that's what I'm paying attention to. I want to see how market will react to that on the Dow Jones. So nothing much on this one as well. No, as I said, today I'm really sitting out. I want to see what the Feds are really going to say. USD card, on the other hand, very good drop. I've been watching this pair for some time, and it's one of my best pairs. There we go. So I hope you can see my screen, and I hope I'm not on mute as well. But yeah, anyway, so what I was saying, market, we got that impulse to the upside. Okay, market has been moving further up. You can see this channel like formation as well on USD card. I've been watching the 1.2835 level, strong resistance level for quite some time. You can see how we rejected this level. Okay, rejected it, sort of broke above it, came back down, tried to break above it again, quickly came back down. Okay, so I'm just watching this market. You can easily, the dollar has been correcting, so I won't be surprised to see if this market comes further down to the 1.262 level. Okay, resistance level. That's the level I'm paying a lot of attention to, and to see how market will react to that one. But this was a good, I didn't get this trade, but this was a good trade as well. Okay, and how is that so easily? If you're good to reading, if you're good at reading the candlestick patterns, this was quite a simple one. You can look at this resistance. Sort of market broke above it, quickly consolidated and quickly fell back below it. Okay, you can see that move to the downside, sort of over here acted as resistance, and market moved further down. We came back up, sort of markets tried to get some support at that level. Look at this, not support, resistance. You can see these doji formations. Sort of if you took a short position, this could affect you out. Okay, sort of we broke above, closed above it. This, what do we expect from such a close? A follow through to the upside. Okay, we expect market to go through to the upside. Okay, but that didn't happen. We got a follow through to the downside with a beautiful shooting star formation, and you can see the follow through that came through. So if you read the candlestick patterns quite easily, that was a very good shot at that resistance level to the downside. Okay, so that's something to pay attention to. That's also what I was watching. Like I said, though I didn't get that trade, but I'll be paying more attention moving forward. So all these pairs, I'm really neutral at the moment, really just waiting to see what market is going to do later on today after the Feds. On the dollar DXY, as usual, I said about this last week, the better part of the week, you're seeing consolidation. This is the better part of this week. Market hasn't created new high, new low. We've just been dangling around this level, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the news that people are waiting for. So people are sitting on being patient, not taking any big positions just yet, as they're waiting for that news catalysts to act into the market, either to push the market to the downside or to the upside. And personally, that's also what I'm waiting for. I'm not really engaged in one direction. I want to see how market will be. The problem of getting a trade and staying in it while the Feds are coming, it normally forces you to have one bias in the market. Let's say if you've bought the dollar, you'll just be expecting what's going to push the dollar to the upside, what's going to push it, and you're not paying attention to also the significant move that can come and give you an opportunity to sell the dollar as well. So that's why I'm really neutral right now and really sitting out, just waiting to see what will happen in the market. Okay, if you look at something like oil, just a quick overview, oil has fallen from highs of 130 all the way to 90. Okay, it was a very, very quick rise and a very quick drop. One sec. Quick rise to the upside, quick drop to the downside. I think I'm losing my network. So one sec. Here we go. So sorry about that. Just internet connection problems. Look at that. Too quick, too fast to the upside. Moved. By what I mean by that, we got a big move to the upside within a very short time frame. Okay. So what do you get from that? A quick move to the downside. The analogy I like using on this one is like a spring. If you pull the spring, if you try and pull it apart very quickly, the force that is going to come back when you release it is going to be very fast. And that's the same thing you're seeing with this one. The spring was pulled to the upside, and that's why you're seeing that quick drop to the downside. Okay, so normal. I was expecting such a drop. It's normal. I've seen this many times. It's just like what I was saying down here. Market shot to the downside very fast. Look at that. Quick move to the downside. A lot of panic selling. Okay, this is a lot of panic selling. If you understand psychology, and a quick rally to the upside. Now, what is happening over here? This is a quick irrational exuberance to the upside. What you keep saying, people buying irrationally, just buying because it's going up. And when rationality comes back in, you can see that move back down to the downside to come back to fair value. This market had moved too quick, too fast within a very short time frame. So that's something I was paying attention to. I said I was looking at something on GU. There was a channel-like formation which market has been respecting. You can see it's been respecting the Dow theory. You can see that formation of lower lows, lower highs on the GBP USD. You can see that lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low within this channel-like formation. Okay, so pay attention to the support level. This can act as a good support level and maybe push market a bit up to the upside. If not, easily broken. Remember, the trend is your friend until the trend breaks. So normally at the downside, I'm not looking even to look for any buys or anything, because the market is trending to the downside. I'll pay attention to this level, but this won't be a level that we'll be looking to buy or go long the pair. Even if it moves up, I won't regret why I didn't get into. You're just looking for market patterns to the downside, because you can see there's more money to be made to the downside than there is to be made in the upside. But that's just a personal view. Okay. So, and the same thing I believe is happening on Euro USD. Euro USD, you can see this trend line to the downside has been beautifully respected. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and market came and created a new lower low after sort of forming a false breakout here and sort of like a double top at that level, and market quickly fell down. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I think I'll end it there. I hope you could all see me. One sec. I'd lost connection for some time there, but quickly came back. Spotlights. There we go. I'd lost connection earlier on, but it quickly came back. And there was a question someone was asking in the chat room. So this is Daisy asking Jeruto, when do you mind going through Dogecoin? Dogecoin this is cryptocurrency. Well, I don't trade those ones, so I don't have any analysis on it. But I've been talking about Dogecoins and the likes for some time. Now, quick overview, like, I'm not a big fan of Dogecoin. I don't see any utility in it, so I'm not really strong on Dogecoin. I believe it's just a meme coin that the whole world is trying to speculate on and make quick money out of it, which is not a way of investing. That's not how the big boys do it, the Warren Buffett likes. So I don't really pay much attention to Dogecoin, but I pay attention to the others that have sort of value and utility, the likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and the likes. So I hope I've answered you, Mitch Daisy. I don't have any analysis on Doge, so that will be pure guesswork. But anyway, I think I'll end it there. So guys, pay attention to what is going to happen on later on today at night, at 9. I say Mitch saying thank you, answered. So you're welcome. You're welcome, Daisy. At 9 p.m. Pay attention. If you can be awake, if you want to watch what happens, if you've never watched, maybe you can watch it today for the first time. At 9 p.m., instead of watching Kenyan news, just put on Bloomberg. Watch Bloomberg at that time. Okay, Bloomberg at what time? At 9 p.m. Just put Bloomberg and pay attention. So watch how news comes out at the same time. It's just crazy reactions in the market. How it normally happens. Today, I can guarantee you, it's going to be a hot one. Okay, so pay attention to that. I see Jacob asking USD JPY, which is more of a safe haven. On a scale of 1 to 10, I can actually tell which one is a better safe haven. I've been watching both of them. I'm more strong on the dollar than I am on the yen. I don't trade any yen pair, but I see it quite moving a lot. If you look at, because something you can look at if you want to know if it's a safe haven. Jacob, if I share my screen, which one is more of a safe haven? Good question, by the way. Good question. You can just pay attention to USD JPY. You can look at the past few months, which one has been in the long term, which one has been moving more, which one has been gaining. And if you just look at the analysis, you can see the dollar ever since around here, January 2021. The dollar is one that has been more of a strong as compared to the yen, okay? The dollar has been rising against the yen for the longest. But if you look at other pairs like now, if you come look at pairs that are traded against the yen, you can see that the yen has really been gaining. If you look at Euro JPY, okay, let me show you. Sorry about my network. Come on. Just one sec. Sorry about that. I'm having a bit of a trouble with the network. So you can see nothing much has been happening. This is Euro JPY. It has been trying to get some strength for some time, but not really. But one thing you can look at, one analogy I can give you that can maybe help you during some times to understand which one is stronger at a certain season in time, not always, a certain season. Why you're seeing this whole time the market is rising, and you're seeing it even rising even more strong right now, is because the Feds are going to increase the interest rates. If you look at the yen Japan interest rates, their interest rate is at negative 0.1, and the dollar is at positive 0.25. Okay, meaning if you're doing what you call carry trade. Carry trade is when you're holding one pair against the other one because of the interest rates. You can see that if you hold the dollar, you're going to get more better interest than if you hold the yen. So right now, to me, I can say in my own opinion, the dollar is much of a better safe haven at the moment because you benefit from it, unlike the yen, which has negative interest rates, which means if you borrow money, you're the one who's paying. You're paying more, okay? So that analogy, you have to understand that's just on top of the head, that's what I can say about which one can be a better. So for me right now, I can say it's the dollar, but someone else may beg to differ, and I'm also open to hear any other view on that. So I hope I've answered you, Jacob. Daisy, also one of the last questions. Usually trade during the Fed session. Today evening, do you trade immediately or just wait? So good question, Daisy. I never trade during the Fed session or whenever they releasing the rates. I tried that before and they wasn't successful in it. There's a lot of noise in that. So what I normally wait to do, I also don't trade immediately after, because it's around the time that I'm going to sleep. So I don't want to just take a trade and then close the market and sleep off. So I normally like giving it time, because usually after the Feds comes out, it's very important to note that the daily candlestick is going to close. So I want to pay attention to the noise that is going to come out, and then how the daily candlestick will close, because you can easily see, for instance, you can see in the hourly chart when the news comes out, the dollar starts rising during the maybe first 2 hours, and then towards the end of the day, you can see the last 2 hours, the market falls quickly. So easily that can tell you on a daily chart perspective that the daily candlestick has closed as a shooting star, sort of fooled everyone who's buying, and then the short is now coming, the sales. So I like paying attention to that. So I'll always wait for the next day to come and look. I'm never in a rush. I always know the market. A philosophy I have is that the market is an arena full of endless opportunities. So you'll always get an opportunity. So I don't force market at the heat of the moment. The only thing I can see that when I'm trading the news is not trading that exact time. Is, let's say I have a trade running right now. When the news comes out, I would close my trade. I'll just wait and see if the news will act a catalyst towards the trade coming to my side. But usually during that time, normal trade management, I'm always having my profit locked in if market has moved significantly towards my target. So that's how I can answer your question, Daisy. I don't trade during that time. I'm more of a patient person and rational, so I'll wait for better confirmation to take a trade. So I hope that has helped. I'd like to continue answering more questions, but I see our time is up. But good questions. I like the interaction. I've really enjoyed that. So continue asking me more. Not all the time I'll have answers. Sometimes I might not, and never I don't have answers. I'll definitely go do research and come and answer you guys. So it's mutual benefit, mutual relationship. I help you guys, you help me as well, gain more understanding. So that's it from me. Hope you've enjoyed, people. I'll see you next week, and have a wonderful week. And not next week, I'll see you on Friday. I'll do an analysis on Friday to end the week and just see. We'll do a recap of how the Feds removed the interest rates, what happened, and how it fared out. And if I took any position, how I'll have my positions working. But at the moment, no trade at the moment. Like I said, I'm just sitting out and watching. So I see Jacob saying thank you. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Have a wonderful week. Peace.